Welcome, late-night Denzians of the internet, to another episode of Oxhorn After Dark. I'm kidding. Welcome to this test broadcast. This is not a real broadcast. This is not an episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. This is a test, because Fallout 76 is going to be dropping in 2 days, the day after tomorrow. And I'm going to be live streaming it every single day. Well, as often as I possibly can, at least 3 or 4 times during the beta, and a couple more times after that. So, and then after the beta, I'm going to be streaming it every day. So last week, during Scotch and Smoke Rings, on Thursday, there were a lot of stream issues related to quality. And so I ramped up the quality of this broadcast to try and address those issues. But I have to test it, and I have to test it before a live audience. So I'm going to be fiddling with bitrate and all sorts of quality settings during this broadcast until I get the right setting. And it looks like I've got some quality issues already. So let me try and adjust that. Okay, I was at 51,000 in terms of bitrate. Now I'm at 35,000. Still significantly better than where I was the other night. And we're going to see. One of the major differences between then and now is I'm actually monitoring my broadcast playback. And I am noticing a lot of buffering. So please bear with me while we work through this real quick. Okay, even after making that change, it looks like there's still a heck of a lot of buffering. Let me pull up YouTube's recommendations real quick. It's good to have you here. I'm glad not to be doing this alone. I sadly won't be able to entertain with anecdotes the entire broadcast. This is primarily to get my broadcast settings kosher, for lack of a better word. So, okay, this is what YouTube recommends. When streaming 4K at 60 frames per second, which is what I'm doing, your video bitrate range should be between 20,000 and 51 kilobits per second. When I started the broadcast, I was at 51 kilobits per second. I just changed it to 35. And it's not buffering, but the quality is horrible. You're getting some lag. I'm getting some lag, says JT Carmichael. And now I'm getting some buffering. All right. Let's start at the lowest recommended settings and go from there. So we're going to go to output and we're going to change. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being patient with me. My open broadcaster settings says that I'm streaming at a healthy 20,252 kilobits per second. And I'm getting a big green light here, which is a good sign. So I'm going to... are supposed to be better. I'm getting a green light on open broadcast software. Ah, is that it? I think that's it. The quality is so much better. On my end, how's the audio? I can't check the audio. Why can't I check the audio? I think the audio is fine. Why can't I hear the audio? I think the audio's fine. Check, 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 check. Can you hear me? There it goes. Okay. Now it's fine, it says Glacier, but it's running at 30 frames per second instead of 60. Okay, well, we're officially streaming at 4K. We're officially streaming at 4K and the quality is good, but the frame rate is low. Why is the frame rate so low? Okay, keyframe interval. I have it set to 4. Let me set that to 0, which is auto. Bitrate of 20,000, rate control, constant bitrate. I wonder if I should do variable bitrate. Okay, I set that to 0. Well, let's see what Google has to say. Constant bitrate versus variable bitrate. No, not for reaming, for streaming. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to read an article from 2011. Let's try something else. Okay, my choices are an article from Twitch from 2013, an article from Microsoft MSN from 2011. Okay, no, this is a... Okay, here's one from 2018. The advantage of using the CBR constant bitrate method is that audio data typically processes faster compared to VBR. However, the files that are created aren't as well optimized for quality versus storage. CBR is useful when it comes to streaming multimedia files. VBR is short for variable bitrate and is, as you'd guess, the opposite of CBR. It's an encoding method that enables the bitrate of an audio file. Why is this talking about audio? You can achieve a smaller file size by encoding with VBR than CBR. However, the disadvantage of VBR encoding files is that they might not be compatible with older electronic devices. Okay. Well, everyone is saying CBR. I want to make sure that I get a crisp quality and decent frame rate in my picture. It's 60 FPS for me, says Thomas, before I switch to the game. I mean, the idea of this broadcast is to now start playing a video game to make sure that everything is... Even on my computer, and I have a killer internet, I'm getting bursts of low playback quality and some choppiness of frames. Yeah, right now it's playing at 360. Then again, I am also uploading from this internet connection as well. Looking at the stream health. Good. The audio stream's current bitrate of 0 is higher than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128 kilobits per second. Stream health is excellent. Okay, well... Let's go to, thank you, YouTube. Let's go to settings, audio. Okay, well, my audio bitrate was 320. What did they recommend? They recommended 128? It seems low to me. 128 kilobits per second. Okay. So I'll change that. Let's see, streaming. I put the keyframe interval back down to 0, and I'm going to keep it on CBR. But why is that so low? Let me read your comments. Refresh if you're getting 30 frames per second. Oh, okay, good idea. Let me try that. It's much better than it was. I mean, maybe I just need a better internet connection. But I've got a decent internet connection. The quality is now at 480p for me. But then again, I am the one broadcasting, so that might have something to do with it. And now the picture looks clear. Well, this is frustrating. I really wanted to have 4K streaming of Fallout 76. I've got the hardware for it. I've got the camera for it. I don't know. Apparently the bottleneck is my internet speed, but I've got a decent internet speed. Let's see. What's a good speed test? Google. Let's try Google speed test. Download of 280, 290, 200, 300, 310, 311, 312 megabits per second download. Upload speed of, ooh, what? I'm supposed to be getting like 20, 25. Upload speed of 17 megabits per second. It still says my internet speed is very fast, but not for a 4K streamer, I guess. 17 megabits per second? Let's try something else. Speedtest.net. No, not CenturyLink. That's not what I'm on. Are you going to stream 76 when it's out, says Lionfur. Yes, that's the entire point of this. The entire point of this. I'm going to be streaming Fallout 76. I'm going to be doing it every day that I'm able to do it. It's going to be great. Still getting an upload speed of... Oh, now this is going into the 20s. 20, 21, 22. Frank says that he's getting it 4K at 60 frames per second. United Federation of Planets says, oof to lag. Does YouTube allow 4K streaming, says Sam? Yeah, according to the YouTube, one of the reasons I even wanted to do 4K streaming from YouTube is because YouTube allows a higher bitrate when uploading than Twitch. I think Twitch is locked at like 6,500 or something like that. The maximum bitrate you can have when streaming on YouTube is 5,100. So you could get a really crisp image. But I'm getting a bottleneck somewhere, and I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Even on my playback, I'm seeing a lot of choppiness, and that's completely unacceptable. I can't have a live stream where half my viewers are seeing what I'm seeing right now. They always bone you on the upload, and you're paying for commercial internet, says Derek. Yeah, I have a business account with a local internet provider, and the entire point of this business account is so that I can do streaming, because that's my business, right? I don't have the most expensive package, because they get really expensive. I've got a middle package, and I'm already paying a lot. It's already what I'm paying for my internet is more than I ever thought I would have to pay for internet, but I'm only getting 22 megabits per second upload speed. You know what? It's got to be crisp for everybody, for as many people as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and downgrade to 1920 1080. So let me figure that out. Oh, I could try it at... Okay, so I was trying at 2160p at 60 frames per second. Let's try 1400 at 60 frames per second. So the video bit rate for that would be 1800. And I'm able to successfully maintain a constant 2020. It's just the quality isn't looking very good. Okay, so let's do the maximum settings of a 14, which is 1800 of the bit rate. That's, okay. No, 18,000. 18,000. Whoops, I almost made a big mistake. Let's change that to 18,000. And then when it comes to the stream video, we're going to do a scaled output. But in order to change that setting, I have to stop the broadcast. Oh, thank you very much for the donations, everybody. I'm not doing this for donations because I'm just testing my stream setup. But you're very generous if you're donating. William. Oh, man, the stream is so... Irish boy. The stream is so laggy that and Scott. Well, thank you all very much. Okay, I'm going to end the broadcast really quickly, and I'm going to be right back just so that I can try to downgrade my video to a different quality, okay? So, black screen, I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have now downscaled my broadcast. I'm streaming at around 18,000 kilobits per second, but at a much lower resolution. I was streaming at 3840 by 2160p. Now I'm streaming at 2560 by 1440. So I'm going to wait for this to kind of refresh itself, and then we'll see where we're at. And if that doesn't work, we're going to go down to 1920 1080. Pardon the moment of silence while I wait for my stream to reset. I've had a very interesting past couple of days. I'll tell you more once I get all of this done. Man, children's Halloween parties. Oh, it's back. Okay. Oh, it's paused. Why is it paused? Is it just syncing up? Is it just syncing up? Why is it doing that? Let me refresh. Let's refresh my video watch page. Just so that I jump in at the best. Oh, it's still... Why is it still at such low resolution? Oh, it popped right in. Oh, and it's buttery smooth. How's that looking? How's that looking, ladies and gentlemen? All right, I'm going to wait for your comments. Let me know how that looks. Working great. Working pretty awesome at 1440, crispy. Is that a bear rug in the background? Yes. I haven't named him yet. I didn't shoot him. My grandfather shot him. years ago, back in the 60s. But it's an heirloom. It was passed down to me. I should probably name him, huh? What should I name him? Maybe you guys can come up with a name. It's looking much better. Just sinking. Just sinking? Is it not sunked? Synced? It looks fine to me. The mouth and audio seems to be matching up for me. Oh, again, thank you guys for the tips. I really appreciate it. Vexen. That's very kind. And Irish boy. He says, well, here's for some better internet. And Conservative Patriot. Hey, one of my Patreon subscribers. Good to have you here, my friend. Thank you. I'm glad it's looking so great. Okay, now the big test is the game. All right, so I'm not streaming in 4K. I was a little bummed. The entire point of this rig was so that I could stream in 4K. That's a little disappointing. But I'm still streaming better than I was. I was at 1920, and now I'm at 1440. Now to test the game. That's the big problem. Okay, switching to the game. So I'm not going to have a camera, but I will move my microphone over here so that we can still talk with each other. I'm not going to be playing. I don't want the people who attend my live stream to miss out. So I'm not going to be playing ahead to a game save or anything, but we will tinker with Wolfenstein a little bit. Oh, man, it crashed the desktop. Okay. Let's see what this looks like when I spin my camera around. Okay, everything's looking really good on my computer. How's it looking to all of you? This is me moving really quickly, really quickly to see if that does anything. Okay, it's back up. Oh, it's looking so much better. Oh, it's looking so much better. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It may be the best I can do. Ooh, what is that? Is that only on my screen? Why are the clouds and the fog shimmering like that? I tell you what, trying to get this thing... Oh, this has been a nightmare. Trying to get every single game working well on this monitor has been... Look at the clouds. Why is the steam flickering like that? Is it my refresh rate? Oh. So far, everything's looking all right. All right. I'm previewing what I shot just a moment ago. And I wonder what you guys see. Because just because I see it pretty good on my screen doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are seeing it pretty good. You think it's just the game, says Bo. Shimmering on yours. The steam flickers occasionally for him. Very subtle, but it is flickering. New bear name suggestion, Oxquai. Well, I think we solved most of our problems. Nice frame rate, no lag, says Ambison. Don't name the rug after anything Fallout related. That's horrid, says Korstmaller. Name it after your granddad who shot the bear. Clarence? Ah, good old Clarence. All right, everyone is saying it looks great. Flickering is an SLI problem usually, says Manny. Well, that would explain a lot because I'm getting a lot of flickering with water in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, which I've been trying to iron out for days now, and I haven't been able to figure it out. Well, I figured it out for New Vegas, but in order to get it to stop, I had to turn off water displacement, which, you know, if you're going to be shooting a video in 4K, you want all the bells and whistles. It's a shame to need to do an SLI video card, 4K, i9, whatever, and then you have to turn off water displacement and all the fancy effects just because you're getting crazy flickering. How would I fix that, though? I'll have to do some research. Well, actually, that's the point of this broadcast. Can we get the bear in the chat? Let's see here. Oh, that's loud. Let's see. SLI, flickering, Wolfenstein. Okay, this guy's saying just use profile, the NVIDIA Profile Inspector to copy everything from the Doom settings into Wolfenstein. That's not very useful. Tried both AFR and AFR2 with the 0 times. Holy cow, I don't even understand that. Doesn't work for me, it says. Okay, but Doom SLI. But then again, I'm not going to be playing this game a whole lot. How to fix SLI, Wolfenstein The New Order. This guy says there's no way to get SLI to work at all. What? Could be the game, Ox, says Adam Crozier. Yeah, it could. Most people are saying that it looks good, so I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, we will be playing more Wolfenstein, but our biggest pressing matter is, of course, Fallout 76, which we'll be playing more recently. Hey, welcome new members, and thank you to all of the new people who have tipped. It's greatly appreciated. All right, well, I may spend the rest of this. Austin says, "Yo, sick bear. Where'd you get it? What, Clarence?" My grandfather shot him and stuffed him back in the 60s. You know, when doing that was normal. And It became a family heirloom. My grandmother or my grandma has had it all these years. And when I got a new house, she said, look, I haven't had this on display for decades. Figured you might want it. And so she gave it to me. Ooh. Why did it just pop down? Whoa, what's in her? What's happening? Anyone else getting that? Buffering? Why? Why is it doing that? I'm not at 4K anymore. Why are you doing this to me, YouTube? Mr. Random Potato says, Ox, do you think you're ready for the beta to drop? I am. I've got it pre-installed on my machine. I've been working really hard to get my new computer up and running to get this entire broadcast thing going well. So the fact that my stream is buffering again is really bothering me. Gotta know the lore of the bear chair. I didn't intend for it to be a bear chair. I was gonna put the bear on the wall, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Henry says, I liked the old camera positioning where the camera was in front instead of on the side. Yeah, I got a couple of comments like that last week. Maybe many more of you can give me your thoughts on that. I could always get... So the reason it's to the side now is because I was getting a lot of complaints about the camera shaking whenever I would like pound on a desk. And so I went and installed a wall support mount. But my only wall is right over there. And if I were to install a really long camera boom, I guess, a wall-mounted camera boom, it would come all the way out to here. That's about 5 or 6, no, it's 4.5 feet. So it's about 4.5 feet, and then I've got a 2-pound camera on the end of a 4.5-foot pole screwed into the wall. You can imagine that unless it's like an incredibly stout pole screwed into 2 studs or something like that, it's going to sag and tear out from the sheetrock. I bought one and I tried installing it into the wall, and it didn't quite work yet. The weight of the camera was just too much, so I couldn't have the camera directly in front of my screen. Also, if it wasn't directly in front of my screen, I wouldn't be able to work on my monitor. So I don't know, we may just have to suffer with this, with the camera over here. And then when I'm live streaming, I think I may just turn the camera off. I know that people really enjoy seeing reactions during live streams, and I'd hate to deprive you of those, but my reasoning for turning off the camera during future live streams is when I'm playing Fallout 76, I want to both stream a broadcast and record the footage that I'm capturing so that I can use it for lore videos later. And there is an option in Open Broadcast software to separate the audio tracks so that what you hear during the stream is not what you see in the finished saved recorded file. I have it set up so that during my stream you hear the gameplay, sounds, and the music, and then also my microphone, and then any music playing on my computer. But the file that's actually saved to my hard drive only has the in-game sound. There is no such option, however, for splitting up video sources. So if I have a composition where I've got my face in the upper right-hand corner, that's going to be in my finished saved video, which I obviously can't use for a lore video. So I may just have to turn off my face cam when I'm streaming Fallout 76. AJ says, Ox, we would like to have a tour of your new home. Well, not the home, but maybe the office. It's not quite done yet. There's still a lot to do. I'll show you my bookshelf. There, that's my Fallout book. Here, let me push that down. Here's my Fallout bookshelf, work in progress, but you see I've got a Fusion Flea over there with a Vault Boy. There's a Pip-Boy, some old World of Warcraft mementos. Then over here I've got the Nuka Girl with a Nuka Blaster on display, and in this other shelf I've got a bunch of Fallout New Vegas memorabilia, including poker chips from each of the casinos, except for the DLC casinos, and the Platinum Chip. And that little square plexiglass thing, that's a Platinum Chip. Then I've got the Fallout New Vegas deck of cards and a pile of bottle caps there, and then some Fallout books. I'm going to get it fixed up real nice eventually. My plans are not quite yet realized. There. So, it's a work in progress. Sublime Lime says, Hawks, can I be noticed just once? There you go. I noticed you. You're welcome. Hey, Oxhorn, how is it that TV repair coming along? Also, would you do a video on the various new factions and characters into Fallout 76 as William Sears? The TV is coming along. It's not coming along. I've been talking with the guy who sold it to me, and he's just... It's a frustrating process. It was supposed to work when I got it. Like, it was supposed to be delivered working, but it wasn't. So now we're trying to work on finding a repair guy, and it's just becoming a nightmare. So I kind of regret that purchase. But eventually, maybe someday, it'll be all set up so that I can have that nice prop in the background. We'll see. Will you be talking about Fallout 76 factions? Yeah, so my plans with Fallout 76, here's the thing. The game launches on November 14th. Before then, we're going to have access to the beta. The beta is only going to be for 4 hours a day, 3 or 4 days before the beta drops. So it's not like we're going to be able to play the beta every single day. Bethesda released a schedule where, when PC gamers are going to be able to play, and it's like every other day and only for a 4-hour period. So I have limited time to capture footage, limited time to explore the world, certainly not enough time to do deep delves into the lore of specific factions. And then once the game drops and we have unlimited access, it's one of those things where I spent a long time getting used to the world of Fallout 4 and understanding the story, understanding the characters before I started making videos. I beat the game once, just on my own, before I ever made a video about Fallout 4. And the same is true for both Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. So with Fallout 76, if I go in without knowing what to expect, it's hard for me to have a point of reference from which to start producing content. So what I'm thinking of doing is just taking my time at the beginning and doing a lot of live streams, collecting footage and just exploring the world. Then once I begin to understand the world and the gameplay a little bit better, I'll get an idea for the kind of content I want to do, and then I'll start cranking out lore videos. So here's what I would expect. Expect a lot of live streams for the first few weeks, maybe even the first month or two. Then later this year, maybe next year, starting to get into the lore videos of Fallout 76. Now, if a topic comes up that it's clear that that's a good lore video and I already know everything about it, then I may just do a lore video on that, opportunistically. Mr. Naughty Priest says, "Love your videos. Keep doing what you're doing." Thank you very much, Mr. Naughty Priest. I appreciate it. Hax says, "Eye contact is always better with your viewers." Well, I try to make eye contact as often as possible. Like, I'll read your comments, and then I make eye contact. Am I doing it all right? Sparkle Bomb says, "Hello, I'm here for the test." Hey there, Sparkle Bomb. Well, you're welcome. Not a real broadcast, but you're all welcome to tune in while I test stuff. Sir Copper Bullet says, "Ox, you seem to be good at telling stories. Ever think about writing, narrating documentaries?" Well, I mean, that would be a lot of fun if anyone is doing a a documentary. I'd be more than open to the idea of narrating it. I did write a book many, many years ago, which is available on Amazon right now. I wrote it in my youth. It's a fantasy story. This background music for Wolfenstein The New Order is so chill. I really like it. I'm getting a lot of playback issues, but no one is complaining. It must be because I'm trying to play back and broadcast at the same time. Okay. I'm getting messages from YouTube in my... Oh, it's... Okay, the stream's current bitrate, 18,000, is higher than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use a stream bitrate of 9,500. Really? 9,500? The audio stream's bitrate of 0 is higher than the recommended bitrate? That's got to be an error. I changed it to 128 kilobits. That's so weird. Why are they giving me that message? So it looks like, I think what's going on is YouTube is giving me messages when they detect throttling by my ISP. Because for long stretches of time, I'm getting excellent, 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 excellent. Then YouTube pops in with a, oops, we detect that you're struggling. But they want me to have my bitrate here. I mean, I can't do that unless I go down to 1920, 1080. And yet no one is complaining about it. So I'm not going to worry about it. If no one's complaining about it, then I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Everything looks good. Smooth as the baby's glass here, Ox. Well, I'm glad your baby's glass is smooth. The Spy Kid says I live in West Virginia. Well, then you're going to be enjoying Fallout 76. Welcome, new member Sparkle Bomb. Good to have you on the program. Try Nemo says, will Oxhorn movie make a comeback? Will Oxhorn movie? Oh, my old channel? No. I really enjoyed doing my old channel, Oxhorn brand movies, 10 years ago. The last movie I made... Okay, so I kind of stopped making movies on that channel in 2009, 2010. Then I made one more movie on that channel in 2013, and then I haven't touched it since. That's because I kind of lost interest in World of Warcraft, and I went on to pursue my marketing degree and my professional vocation. And I, now that I'm back to gaming and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now, I'm not as interested in World of Warcraft as I used to be. I mean, the game, I'm sure, is still just as fun, but I think it's the fantasy thing. I really enjoyed fantasy when I was younger, and there are still aspects of fantasy I enjoy. Tolkien is still just a master. But I don't know, when I play games, I really enjoy first-person shooters now, and less role-playing games and more FPSs and gunplay and the lore behind. I just love Fallout, really. I don't play a lot of other games, to be perfectly honest. The only other games I play are the games that I live stream here. So we'll play a little bit of Wolfenstein, but even it is a bit diesel punk. It's not exactly Call of Duty, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I'm interested in right now. Oxhorn, you should play Fallout New California if you want to, of course. Yeah, I want to, but as I said on my live stream on Thursday, it's really bad timing They released Fallout New California just a week or two before Fallout 76 drops. So if I wanted to sit down and produce a bunch of content about that, I'd have to install it and play it, and it would take hours and days of my time just to get the footage. Then I'd have to crank that out into a week's worth of content. It would be a lot of fun, but I don't have time to do that and get ready for Fallout 76. So maybe once the dust has settled from Fallout 76, I can delve into New California a bit. We'll see. I was trying to be family friendly about the baby's glass. Okay. Well, babies do sometimes drink from bottles, and bottles can be made from glass, and I'm sure a baby's bottle is smooth. So, makes sense. Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2, Oxhorn? No, I don't play on consoles. I really wanted to play Red Dead Redemption 2. When I first saw the videos about it, I was excited about it. I just assumed they would release it for the PC. The PC gaming community is huge. Why wouldn't they release it for the PC? But no. Tough luck. You're on PC? Oh, get a console, you PC gamers. It's a bummer. Zoidberg says, opinion on Cyberpunk 2077. That game looks great. Looking forward to it. I don't know how much of my time Fallout 76 is going to consume, but if I get a free moment every now and then, I'd love to play Cyberpunk 2077, maybe produce some content about it. Same for Metro Exodus. That game looks amazing as well. And we've already played the other Metro games here on my channel. I've got all of my past broadcasts organized in playlists on my channel where we went through Metro, Last Light, both Metro games, Metro 20 whatever, and then Metro Last Light. Clell says, wow, you look a lot different in your older videos. Yeah, I mean, I aged. Time does that. I'm hoping you're saying that I look better. Some people age well. I don't know if I'm one of those. Certainly not as Sir Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart, he ages well. Who else ages well? I can't think of anyone else who ages well. Kevin Kline. I think Kevin Kline ages well. Hugh Laurie ages well. If you see some images of Hugh Laurie back in his Blackadder days, in which he was hilarious, but then you look at him in his house videos, he ages well. Me, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to age well. We'll see. You guys have to let me know. You must play Metro 2033. I did. I played Metro 2033 here on this program. I have the entire game in a playlist organized on my channel. Metro Exodus is the new game that I haven't played yet, and I will play that when I want to play that when it comes out. Don't know how much time I'll have because of, Fallout 76. We'll see. When will you do Fallout 2? Well, I would love to do Fallout 2, but Fallout 76? There's a lot I want to do, but I still need to finish the full story of Fallout New Vegas. I need to do the full story of Fallout 4 and the full story of Fallout 3. I haven't done either of those yet, but I kind of had this thrown in my lap. Back in the summer, I had no idea Fallout 76 was coming out, and I'd been planning the content that I'd be doing for the rest of the year. I'd be doing everything that I've done, more lore videos, random location explorations, and then I started coming up with music ideas for intro segments, and I was going to start with Fallout New Vegas, then move on to Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Then Fallout 76 appears, and I'm like, oh, great, new game. Well, I have to tackle the new game. It's not like I can wait. I can't finish all of this content that I'm currently working on, and then in 6 months to a year after the game is released, dive into Fallout 76. By then, it's not, I will have missed a big opportunity. I think, and I hope, people will still be interested in Fallout 76 months and years from now, just like people are still interested in all of the old Fallout games all these years later. You're asking about Fallout 2, and I want to get to Fallout 2. But, I've got to tackle Fallout 76 while it's new. Shepard says, once you're done with LA Noire, will you do a series on BioShock? Well, we played through the first BioShock here on this channel. And it was a lot of fun. If I'm perfectly honest, it was really overwhelming and perplexing, the story. Now, of course, there were parts of the story that made perfect sense, but the way the game is set up, you understand how you get to the underwater city. And then you have to piece together the rest of the story from holotapes, which, you know, you'd think that'd be right up my alley after playing in Fallout, but after collecting and listening to these holotapes, I oftentimes just got more confused. So it's one of those things where I'd have to really sit down and play through it slowly. Another thing is that when I played Fallout 4, Fallout 3, and Fallout New Vegas for the first time, I was by myself, lights off in my room, listening to just the music from the game. I was able to focus on just the game, immerse myself in the world, and that helped me understand the world better, which made it easier for me to then later live stream those games and produce content about them. When I played BioShock, I was live streaming it. And so I had to be entertaining on camera, and I was interacting with viewers in the channel, all of which was distracting me from the primary story of the game. And I was trying to understand new game mechanics. Like the way that you play BioShock is very different from the way you play the Fallout. So all of that kind of made it really difficult for me to grasp the story. And so before I do any lore on BioShock, I would want to have the time to just sit down and slowly enjoy it. Just sort of immerse myself in that world and just take it all in. And then go through each game methodically, because that's what I did with Fallout. And I don't have that kind of time these days. So, I don't know. I would like to, but I have a bunch of other priorities, like the other games I've already mentioned. I wish I was more than one man. I really do. I mean, part of me, I've had people tell me that I should hire other people to do what I do for some of the other games that I would love to play, because I obviously don't have the time to do it all, but I don't know. I worry about that because I do have a unique voice on my channel, not just like physically in my voice, because I could always hire somebody to write a script about another game and then just narrate the script. But, you know, the editing is also me, and the insights about the world are also me, and you would lose a lot of that, I think, if I hired somebody else to kind of produce their own content for my channel. So I don't know if that's the route I want to take. Number one, it's a lot of work. I mean, when you start hiring employees, things just get really complicated. And then I'd spend a lot of my time managing other people instead of just producing the content that I want to produce. So I don't know if that's what I really want to do. I mean, do I want to be a manager? Is that what I want to do with this channel? Is that what I want to do with my YouTube career? I just want to slowly get away from the content I love making and start managing other people. That's not really what I want to do. I want to make the content. I enjoy making the content. So yeah, I don't know. The problem is that now I'm limited. Like if I make absolutely everything, I'm still the one guy doing it, and it comes out more slowly. So there are pros and cons. Deborah Ostrander says, "Hi, Oxhorn." Hi, Deborah. Pleasure to have you on the program, and thank you for the tip. Scott Lano says, "Oxhorn, you should name the bear Mr. Nice Guau." Yeah. The day that Oxhorn finally plays the masterpiece that is BioShock Infinite will be a very good day indeed. Yeah, no, says Jack, and I've heard a lot about BioShock Infinite. I know, and I've been told by viewers on this program that even though the first BioShock itself is a masterpiece, it oftentimes doesn't do the entire trilogy or the franchise justice. That there's so much more to it that you really miss by just playing the first game. So, I mean, I have a lot of video game education to go through, I guess is what I should say. Skunky the Skunk says, thought this was a test stream. Oh, yeah. I should be testing something since I'm here. Okay, well, I think we're good on our video game settings. Let's try... I could do that on my own, though. I don't need to be broadcasting for that. Yeah, I think I'll end the broadcast instead of doing... Well, what I was thinking of is I do have to figure out a water issue with Fallout 3. I solved it in Fallout New Vegas by turning off water displacement, but that's not a perfect solution. So, but I still have to figure out how to fix that for Fallout 3. I want to get all these games fixed on my new computer running at 4K before Fallout 76 drops so that I don't have to worry about any of that. I could just focus on Fallout 76, produce that content, stream it, make lore videos, and then when I have the time, get back to my older content as well. So I could do that on my own. I don't have to do a live stream for that. So we'll just sit here for a little bit while I finish the cigar, and I'll chat for a few more minutes, then end the broadcast. You guys can enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and then I'll get to work on some of my other problems that I got to figure out. Oh, so no video tomorrow because I'm doing this tonight, obviously, trying to fix my computers. So no video tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos this weekend. Got a lot of comments on video quality that many people were only able to see it at 380p. That's just because of YouTube. YouTube's having a really hard time processing my 4K files that I upload. Sometimes it takes them longer to get the file working, but I think the video I uploaded today is now working in a glorious 4K. Let's go check it out. I know my video from yesterday, the Satcom arrays, is now in 4K. Let's see if YouTube has the 4K file for the sewers. By the way, did you like the sewers video? I had a lot of fun with the sewers. I honestly wasn't expecting much because I kept on hearing that the sewers in New Vegas were boring. But once you piece together all the keys and all the containers and the way that it sort of flows together, it's fun. It's pretty interesting. So it looks like they've only processed the HD version, the 1080-60. Wow, it's been almost 24 hours since I uploaded this video and they still haven't processed the 4K version. What is wrong with YouTube? I even talked to my YouTube guy about it and I said, look, it's taking you guys 24 hours or longer to process the 4K version. By the time you guys process it, 90% of the people who would have watched the video have already watched it. What's the point in me producing 4K content if the 4K version isn't even ready until people have finished the video? Well, at least the HD version is working, but it's frustrating because it takes twice as long to produce a 4K video than it does to produce a standard HD video. In terms of everything. In order to get the 4K footage onto this machine, I have to create Adobe proxies because the 4K files are just too large for my machine to edit. So I have to create HD proxies. That once those are done, take an hour or so to process those files to create the proxies. Then I can produce the video. Once that's done, I have to render it. It takes twice as long to render a 4K video than it does an HD video. So to produce content in 4K, it's adding 2 to 3 extra hours to my production day, which can sometimes make or break whether I meet a deadline. And then if they don't even have the 4K version available, Trotsky says, if you want to fix all of the issues with Fallout 3 and New Vegas, you need to check out Tales of Two Wastelands 3.2. It's supposed to be out soon. Get in touch with Michael of Gamer Poets. He can hook you up with proper way to set everything up, says Trotsky. All right, I will take notes. The sewers are okay, but they definitely don't take a candle to the metros. Says Jason. Yeah, I agree. The metros in Fallout they were just really well done. It's one of those controversial things where people either love exploring the metros of Capital Wasteland or hate it. I'm in the camp where I love it. I mean, I understand that they're dark and gloomy and they twist and turn and they get you lost, but that's part of the whole Wasteland experience for me. I think that's part of the fun. My fondest memories of playing Fallout 3 for the first time were getting lost, completely turned around in the metro tunnels, and just feeling like I could be killed by a ghoul at any moment. Oh man, his comment keeps flying off. Hyper Revolver says, make sure you have Visual C++ redistributive files installed. The crashing is caused by that. You need 2005 to 2015. You also need to check your GPU settings. Thank you, Hyper Revolver. I've done most of that. I haven't actually checked to find out which versions of C++ redistributable have been installed. I just assumed they had been installed correctly. I'm not getting a lot of crashing anymore. My problems with producing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas content in 4K is really just the graphical settings. I had some FPS issues, and I just turned off entroscopic filtering and ambient occlusion, a few things like that. Fixed my FPS issues, but I'll check on the C++ redistributables, see if that helped. Joseph Lee says, just made a YouTube channel to say hey. Hey there. Deborah says, anything fun planned for Halloween? Not really. We kind of already did our Halloween thing yesterday. Welcome to Member Justice. And Thomas. Yeah, we went to a kid's Halloween party yesterday. So... The kids' Halloween party was hosted by a lovely couple, some of my favorite people in the world. So we went there and dressed up the kids as Star Wars characters. A lot of fun. Kids running around screaming and playing and having a good time. And the adults go to the living room and eat the snacks and the finger foods and chat. So I'm sitting there with my plate of food and I'm eating my food. I'm sitting next to my wife. We're letting our kids run around. One of the moms comes in and sits down, and this is a kid's party, understand. None of the kids were over the age of 6. She's wearing a Little Red Riding Hood costume that was so low cut that she was millimeters away from a wardrobe malfunction. We'll put it that way. And it's not like she was an ample human being. An ample human being in a Red Rider costume. It was, it was distracting. We'll put it that way. So she sits down. Me and my wife are like... and then, so we're all kind of chatting, because as parents do. And you know what she says? She says, I can't stand these people who dress up in sleazy Halloween costumes. And she goes off on this rant, talking about, people dressing up in these skimpy Halloween costumes and it's inappropriate and all this. And we're sitting here like the only one wearing anything remotely skimpy in this entire house is you. We didn't say anything, of course, but she's complaining about this. And then she starts going off on her kids' costumes. And she's like, it took me ages to find a costume for my kid that was suitable and appropriate. I'm like, really? You have a 6-year-old kid and it took you ages to find a costume that was appropriate? It didn't take us long. Like, it would be hard to find an inappropriate Halloween costume for a 6-year-old, you think? You would have to go out of your way to find something like that. She's sitting here talking about, it took me ages to find an appropriate costume. I just hate it when they sexualize Halloween, don't you? She's like, oh my God. This is a kid's Halloween party, right? Then one of the dads comes in, sits down next to us, and one of the other moms turns to the dad and says, "So what do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a mortician." I kid you not. I kid you not. And then he starts talking about his day. And he was talking about, I don't want to get too gross. He was like, yeah, we had a motorcycle accident come in today. And, we had to take his entrails were hanging out a little bit. And you could tell by the damage, by the discoloration. And everyone just stopped eating. We all had plates of food. We had plates of food. And we're sitting here. We're sitting here. And we're like, spoon to mouth, entrails. And everyone's like, slowly put the fork down, looking at each other uncomfortably. He is still talking. The entrails, and because you hit an artery, piles of blood, and then it starts to solidify. We had to take these bowls and organs in this bowl and the blood. And we're like, and then he stops to take a bite of his food, and I'm like, so Disney-themed party, because it was a Disney-themed Halloween party. And everyone started laughing, and he's like, yeah, well, that's what you get for asking me what I do. I'm like, no, what do you expect? That's normal, basic chatter. What do you do when you meet someone for the first time, right? What do you say? You say, what do you do for a living? That's just normal, casual conversation. You should, if you're a mortician, and that's your profession, you should have the self-awareness to realize that you don't talk about dismembering corpses at a child's Halloween party while people are eating. Really? It's what... when I was a kid, I used to think that I was just weird. That I was the socially awkward one, or that I just didn't understand how to say and do appropriate things. But when I became an adult, no, I realized that most people have a problem with that. That it's not just me. It's most people. They just don't know when or where to say the right things. So yeah, that was the kids' Halloween party I went to last night. Thankfully, the kids had fun. That's the important thing. They ran around. I had a little Darth Vader. My son was Darth Vader. My daughter was Leia. My wife did her hair to look like Leia. Cute as buttons. They had a blast. But yeah, we had an interesting night. Oh. Esteban says, what's your favorite cigar? And which one is that? Favorite drink? By the way, big fan. Keep fighting the good fight. Well, I don't really have a favorite cigar. I'll tell you my go-to cigar. The La Aurora y Leon is a good cigar just because it's affordable. You can get a box of 25 for under $100, which is a decent deal. And they're decent smokes. They're hand-rolled. You're not going to find confetti inside, so they're good. They're good little cigars. A good starting cigar is a Romeo y Julieta. And then Scotch. I mean, I'm happy with Scotch. Glenfiddich, Lafroig, Glenmorangie, they're all really good. Carlos says, I would have kept eating, maintaining eye contact, and establishing dominance. Entrails. Sure. The kicker was that he tried to make it our fault for asking him what he did. You shouldn't have asked me what I did for a living. Oh, he's probably really proud of it too. Like, he probably relishes being able to tell people what he does. He just waits. He goes into the parties and just sits there waiting. I know the question is coming. They're going to ask me at any moment, what should I say? Let's see, get the words ready. So what do you do? Well, time to tell you about cutting up bodies. He probably really enjoys talking about it. Or maybe he's just lonely. Maybe it's a really lonely job and he has no one to talk about, and it kind of really, it must be hard cutting up bodies. I imagine he just had to have someone to talk to, so he waited for a child's Halloween party to talk with the woman wearing the low-cut Red Riding Hood costume. Because that's just brilliant. Caesar says, Disney party, of course. A sexy Red Riding Hood and a mortician. Yeah, he wasn't dressed as a mortician. I didn't get his costume. He was dressed like a hobo. But I don't remember any prominent hobos from Disney. It was a Disney-themed party. My wife, we didn't dress up. We just didn't have it in us. I used to really enjoy dressing up for Halloween when I was a kid, but now I just don't care. I'll dress the kids up, and then my creativity is spent. I just don't want to dress up anymore. So we didn't dress up, but he dressed up like he had a wig on and then a ski hat on, and he was wearing these ratty clothes with patches in them. I don't know what he was trying to be, but it was really creepy when he then said, "I'm a mortician." Web Chess says, Oxhorn, why not play Portal 2? I've played Portal 2. I really enjoyed it. I played it with my wife. I think that's really the only game we played together. Like, she has her games that she enjoys. I have my games that I enjoy. We don't really play games together, but that game we did play together. I have a lot of fun memories of that one. Did you dress up as the Vault Boy? I suppose I could if I have a mask hanging on my bookshelf. I just don't think I'd really look good in a skin-tight blue and yellow vault suit. Probably not something to put on my bucket list. All right, ladies and gents. This has been fun. I didn't expect this to turn into a big live stream. I was just going to do some testing, but I think we got our testing resolved. So thank you all very much for helping me sort out, pardon me, my broadcast settings. I think we've established a good medium. I'm streaming better than 1920 1080. It's not 4K. Yeah. Still bummed about that. Maybe I'll figure it out, but I think most people get a decent crisp image without the buffering, good audio quality, and we resolved all of the weird pixelation in the game. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now I need to figure out how to fix Fallout 3, and then I'm going to rearrange my office a little bit. So no video tomorrow, but new content on Tuesday, because Tuesday is the PC beta for Fallout 76. I'll be streaming we've got 4 hours on Tuesday, and I'll be streaming the entire 4 hours. So join me Tuesday. Let's see what the time is so that you know what to expect. What? I thought... I'm confused. I just looked it up and it said that the beta was today for PC? No, that's what I thought. Okay, one of these websites had the times wrong. No. Okay, so the PC beta will start on October 30th. That's Tuesday. Am I right? That's right. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. UK GMT, and 10 a.m. Australia. So, from my perspective, I will start broadcasting on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time until 8 p.m. Pacific time. All right, so no content tomorrow, but Tuesday, 4 p.m. sharp, that's when the broadcast starts. I'll probably start broadcasting a little before the beta launch time, just so that we can have time to chat a little bit, get ready, get in the mood. But Tuesday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., a 4-hour stream of Fallout 76. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. It's going to be so much fun. I finally got my machine ready. We got our broadcast settings ready. We're good to go. So I will see you all then. I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday night. Enjoy Halloween with your little ones, or if you don't have little ones and you're dressing up yourself, enjoy Halloween yourself, and then I'll see you bright and early, late in the afternoon, Tuesday, for a Fallout 76 live stream. I'm going to work on my computer, finish the cigar, and have a nice and easy, chill Sunday evening. So thanks again very much for coming, and I'll see you soon with more brand new content.